Hello. Wanted to give an update here. It's been a few days since I've given any kind of a video update. Yesterday I had my second post-op, so it's been, let's see, today's Wednesday, so it's been 13 days since my surgery. The doctor told me that he's going to want to leave the stitches in until next Tuesday. So that puts me right around 20 days since surgery where the stitches will actually come out. My plan at this point in time is to wait until then to go back to work. So I'm actually going to give myself till Thursday in case there's any complications after the stitches come out on Wednesday. So that's what I expect as far as going back to work. A few things came about from the second post-op that kind of surprised me. Namely that the first being my podiatrist, because he feels that things are healing really well, I actually don't need to be in any kind of like a formal boot. He said that either getting some, I guess they're Crocs or whatever, we're just using the just the Velcro boot that was already given to me would be sufficient. Basically, just he's suggesting that I keep on my heel as much as I can. This is after the stitches come out. On the downside of things, originally I'd hoped to go back to work this week because I was thinking I would get the stitches out yesterday, so that didn't happen. So anyways, the problem there is that until the stitches come out, you really have to keep your foot elevated. So that's where I stand. The boot that I've got, one that I'm going to be wearing to work, I guess, is just this open-toed thing. Basically I'd just be putting a sock over it. So that's the plan. I'll let you see where it is here currently. So hopefully you can see this. Yeah. So yesterday during the visit, he basically, this kind of surprised me. He kind of like grabbed at my toe and just started lifting it. And I hadn't moved it at all. So this really surprised me. It was real painful at first. But interestingly, like he explained, basically at this point I need to go ahead and start moving it, and kind of pushing the limit, move it up, move it down till it hurts, but don't push it too much. Just, he explained, like chasing the pain. And it's odd because right away, even after the first couple of times, just doing that made some of the pain go away. And he explained that doing this will actually get some of that swelling, that liquid, out of there. So that's not too bad. Actually now, so if I'm doing this without pushing it, you can see it's bouncing because it feels weak and tight. The tightness is the main thing at this point in time. And so when I go up, it feels just real tight under here. And that's where the incision is, and there's obviously still stitches in there. And it's like pulling right there. And that's sore. I haven't taken any painkillers today or anything. Just wanted to give this video early in the morning before I forgot. But anyways, I'm just trying to go up and down, up and down. It is very weak. I mean, it's sort of hard to describe the weakness. There's some numbness that goes along the skin. It's like a tingly feeling, and he said that's all normal. I actually have some pain along the joint of the second bone, but you can see there's a lot of bruising there, so I think that's why. just in the surgery. I think that these just got separated, and that's just when things moved around, it bruised up. Even in my diagnostic report, though, that there was inflammation in that second metatarsal. So in my case, there wasn't a defect with that, but there was inflammation, probably because I was offsetting. So definitely improving, and I'm definitely on the right track here. The pain it's there, but it's minimal. The biggest pain in the butt is just keeping it elevated. That's why I'm really off work. I do have an office, sort of. Excuse me, I do have an office job, but I'm a computer repair technician, so it's not like I just sit around in my cube, and my cube isn't that big, so I don't really have a way to put my foot up. So there's things kind of combined to make me want to make sure I'm trying to basically make sure that I don't have any regrets about going back too soon. So I would recommend taking a full 3 weeks if you can off of work. Don't try to push it too early, because there's the swelling. The swelling is the biggest thing I've noticed, and from what I've read, you got to be real careful with swelling in your lower extremities, because you can end up with blood clots, and then you don't want to end up with a worse situation. But and the other thing he mentioned is that it'll be 4 weeks where I can't put any weight on the front of my foot. So I'm not real sure at this point if that meant 4 weeks from the surgery or 4 weeks from when the stitches come out. I'm guessing it's after the stitches come out. But so I'll have to find out. But I've got a scooter here that is being borrowed. I also have my crutches, but the crutches, I have had this really bad shoulder pain, and I believe it's because I was using the crutches wrong. I was leaning my weight onto the pads, and turns out you're supposed to set them shorter than, it has a height measurement on them, and I'm 6 foot. I put them at 6 foot. It's supposed to put it at 5'8", when you're 6 foot, and that way you don't lean on it. You use those pads at the top to support against your chest from the sides. And I was putting all my weight on it and leaning on it, and I really have messed up my right shoulder. So try not to do that. If you do it, ice it. Icing it's helped. Definitely, I've noticed this time it's really my foot's in need of a wash. So he mentioned that we can use a Bactine around the foot. I'm supposed to rewrap the interior bandage each day now. So, and I'm progressing, and that's what really I can hope for. Now, on the really good side of things, even though I have pain when I'm pulling it up here, one thing that is very apparent to me, I have pain where the sesamoid was, which is basically, in my case, it was right in between here. What I don't have is, and I can tell, I do not have the clicking. I could feel the fractured bone in there, and it would click around, and that's definitely gone. It makes sense because the bone's gone, but I guess it's nice to that feels like an improvement. It feels like those little tiny things add up to you making it feel like you're doing the right thing. So as the tendon heals, the stitches come out. I'm hoping that the pain and the swelling goes down around where the sesamoid came out, and I'm really looking forward to reduction in pain, even if it's not pain-free, which I am hoping for pain-free, but realistically, reduction in pain, improvement in quality of life. My main goal is to get back to being able to hike. I really enjoy hiking. Not, nothing crazy, but on paths and things. that would be just being outdoors and being able to walk without worry of, you know, thing with hiking, you go however far you go, you got to come that far back. And if you go too far and you're starting to hurt, you're in trouble coming back, especially if it's darker. So there's just lots of problems with broken sesamoid bones when it comes to hiking. It's just quality of life things, lack of exercise. You know, we've got a treadmill. When I can weight bear, I'm going to use that as a rehab device, basically, because from what I read, it's cardio mostly that you need rather than professional physical therapy. So stretches, light cardio, which for me is going to be power walking, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to post this video along with my second post-op video, which is real short, just shows you the incision, and we'll go from there. Take care.